What's up, man? Come on in. Welcome to Game Day Cuts, man. What's up, man? How you doing, man? It's Mike Skillings, man, the owner of Game Day Cuts, master barber, over here in Lindenwold, New Jersey. It's funny, I became a barber. I had a good friend of mine when I was young, named Kevin, and he was a barber, and he opened up his own barbershop in Camden, New Jersey, and I used to hang out with him, and we used to hang out in the streets together. You know, not doing too much crazy stuff, but just hanging out in the streets as young men together, and he was making good money doing it, and he said it was a great opportunity, so he kind of pushed me. He said, go to school. So I went to school, and I started cutting hair, and he said, as soon as you start school, let me know. And I started school, and I let him know, and he said, come on right out there. Usually you wait until you're totally done school, or at least 6 months in, and he brought me in early. So I was in there as a young man in his barbershop, and it taught me how to cut hair, man, and I kept going with it from there. And I worked with him for like a year. And then I had opportunity to go work at another barbershop. That kind of opened up the door to give me opportunity to kind of spread my wings a little bit more. When I worked at a barbershop called Singer Ron's, I worked with Ron, a guy named Brian, a guy named Will, and a guy named Mike Dose, who actually works here. Ron taught me so much on how to be a barber. And man, we had so much fun, cracked the jokes. Ron was a jokester. And that's where we got the joking stuff from, man, from Ron. And we had so much fun. I think it was the most fun I've ever had as a barber in that shop, man.
Yes, working with Mike. Mike was a very energetic a person. I loved his energy. I loved his enthusiasm of wanting to be a good barber, wanting to be good at his craft. So Mike was awesome. He was crazy, funny. Liked the joke, he's a jokester, liked the joke, but an excellent barber. Matter of fact, one of the fastest learners I've ever encountered in barbering.
Give it back to the community, man. Come here, you get the real barbershop feel, the real deal.
The Game Day Cuts, the name Game Day, first of all, I think is probably important to know, is it came from my son Michael. Like I said, my son Michael and my nephew. They both played basketball, and they played their whole life. And I was thinking, I said, you know, Game Day Cut sounds like just perfect because of his abilities, my nephew's abilities, my son's abilities when it comes to basketball and how they play. That energy that they always came with when it comes to on game day, I wanted that same energy in the barbershop. They used to always say, yo, Dad, I need a haircut. It's game day. Can I get a cut? My nephew said the same thing. Uncle Mike, I need a haircut. It's game day, man. I gotta look dope. And it just kind of all blended together. And I said, you know, Game Day Cuts is perfect because of the energy of the whole, yo, Dad, it's game day. I want to look fly. I want to look sharp. I'm going to go out there and play my best. I'm a hoop. And a lot of basketball players would tell you, like, when they got a fresh cut, on game day, they're ready to go. They got a certain type of energy. They feel good about themselves. I think I read an interview about Jason Tatum talking about how he feels when he got a haircut and he's about to hoop, man. So it all came together, man. So that's how we came up with Game Day. I wasn't in a rush to do it. It's funny, I wasn't in a rush to be an owner because I've seen so much my friends who are owners that I work with went through.
A barbershop is a staple in the neighborhood. Everybody comes there. You're a counselor, you're a doctor, you're a teacher, you're a pastor, you're a lawyer. You are the ultimate listener. So what happens is people are so close to you that sometimes that intimacy breeds contempt. And what I mean by that is sometimes they take you for granted. They take your time for granted. They don't realize, you know, I have a family to go to on Thanksgiving Eve and Christmas Eve. Whether you celebrate the holiday or not, I got to go, man. You know, but they just like, one more, please. And sometimes people thinking, I know for me personally, I don't do this for the money. I do it for the service. The money is a secondary benefit. When you're an owner operator, you have to operate the business of the shop, making sure everybody's comfortable, from the client to your landlord, to your barbers, your employees, and everyone, right? While still maintaining cutting hair.
And I said to myself, I didn't know if I wanted to really deal with all that. I was happy making the money that I was making. I built a great book. I said, you know what? All right, let's go. Let's open up Game Day Cuts. And I got a great team here with me now, and we're rolling, man. The personalities of Game Day, man. Oh my gosh. I have my brother, which I love him to death, but we go back and forth all the time, because we're brothers. Then we got my boy Mike Dose, who's an amazing barber. Mike is so talented and skilled. The one thing about Mike, we tease him because of how long he takes cutting hair. He's an amazing barber, but he cuts long, man. Then Chris, he's a new guy. Chris only been here like 2 months. I don't really know too much about Chris I can really say just yet. But what he has is amazing potential. He's not been cutting nearly as long as the other guys. Like, I'm over 20 years. My brother, Dan, is over 15 years. Mike Dose is over 16, 17 years. The kid, Chris, only has 6 years in, but he's got amazing pace. Cuts at a great pace, right? The other one at the end of the game, a guy named Mike. I got to know Mike a little bit. He's a great barber, skilled too. Really skilled. Fade, oh my gosh, amazing. But he's another one. Slow as I don't know what, man. But his slow is different. Mike the barber, over here, Mike Dose barbers, slow is like, I'm going over my same spot a lot more times than everybody else because I just want to make sure I'm right. His is not that. This Mike here is, his challenge is cutting hair and talking. No, not cutting hair and talking at the same time. See, he can talk and have great conversation, but when he talks, he stops and he talks. And he's trying passionate about what he's saying. You know what I mean? So he'll have his hands out. And I'm trying to teach him, which is a great barber, trying to teach him, bro, like I do. You hear me yelling Allen Iverson, you hear me talking sports all day, but my hands are like this the whole time. I'm even looking down and I'm still talking like this and I'm talking. Him, he has to look at you. And so he ends up being a long time on haircuts. So that's one of his challenges, but he's a dope barber and he's skilled and he's amazing too. It's just those, we all have challenges, you know, and some of those things, little kinks we're working out, man, as a team, but it's fun, man. It's super fun. We all love sports, some more than others, but it's great. It's a great time here in the shop, man. I tell you, man, if I had a young barber that was struggling, I think I would tell him relationships. Relationships is way more important than anything. I tell any young barber, and if you build that, they won't go nowhere, bro. They'll follow you all over the world, bro.
It is the number one, it is the key. There is no job without relationships. Life is about deposits and withdrawals. And that's the balance. Anything that's unbalanced has the potential to tip over. And if it tips over, it has the potential to be destroyed. So you have to make sure that there's a balance in the relationship, that people feel respected, loved, wanted, and cared about. So I believe that that's the most important thing, relationships. Because when you build those relationships connect you to other people, which then in the end, your bottom line, you will always have money.
Show respect to that client. Make that client feel comfortable when they're in your chair. You know what I'm saying? Make them feel comfortable, man. You want anyone, and sometimes you might be in an area where it's more minorities at, and you might have a Caucasian come in here, or another person of a different race come in here. You want to make sure you make them people feel comfortable. So relationship is what I tell any young barber, bro. I've learned that over the years, man. Your skill will come. You just keep working on it. You know. Respect the game of barbering. Respect the game of a cosmetologist. Whatever space it is, respect that, and you respect that craft, and you work and great in that craft. But when it comes to barbering, build that relationship. Make relationship with the friends, and make relationship to get you a long way. I learned that from Ron, and I try to tell my team the same thing, man. And bring structure and order to your game, and it'll take you a long way in this game as a barber. Lord Jesus.
Bars of tone.
Ask me the questions again, BG. This time you freaking relax, BG, because you had me freaking jacked up a little bit, to be honest with you. I just talked about all the people and the thing, and then you said anything about your
I'm not doing that. Yo, I'm all the way in the back, like up high.
I couldn't get it, bro. I mean, I'm going to see it again.
Yeah, but you gonna be like this. Whoa, Spider-Man's nostrils is great.
knows I'm right. He's freaking laughing because he knows I'm freaking right.